I get on the face of it the idea that if an influencer posts something, their entire audience sees it. So in terms of eyeballs, you are getting a lot of eyeballs. But what you really want here is votes. It's not like you're selling a product. You're not selling Coca-Cola, where maybe you want people to develop, over a period of time, a certain affinity towards it. And then one day, if they go to the shop and there's Coke and Pepsi, they'll pick Coke. Or, you're trying to build some kind of emotional connection. Or it's not that. You want people to vote, to take a particular action in your favor. So when they are choosing influencers to help them achieve this goal, what factors should they put in place? What kind of influencer should a political party want to work with in order to achieve the vote of their followers?
Okay, thanks very much. Let me contextualize what Maximus was actually talking about. In communication, we have what we call avoidance. So that if you actually place, or if you actually typically do a political ad, the one who is not predisposed to politics, or who is not really, politics is not their thing, they will not go and seek for. So you do placement. All right. So you do placement knowing that Kojo will go for laughs when he goes to TikTok. He wants to go and laugh, right? But then you place the political message there, exactly on the item that he's going to use to laugh. Then once you do that, you've actually done what we call environmental exposure. You get into the person's consciousness, all right? You might not proceed to go and learn about the policy, but the item had been exposed to. That's why we do placement, all right? Now, what would make a politician choose a particular influencer? So many other reasons. I get the point that, yes, they are seeking for votes, but it just doesn't happen like that. You have to be exposed to the communication. At some point, you have to see a comparison between what somebody is offering and and these are the processes that our judgment come to be influenced. So when we say you want to persuade somebody, it's what we call the hierarchy of effect. All right. So the first step, the person has to know, has to be aware of. The person has to know. The person has to come and like it. So depending on the politician's strategy, where the message has gotten to, they may decide that no, this first part of the messaging, we're just looking for awareness or likeness. At the latter part of the campaign, we're looking for, let's say, action, i.e. behavioral, things. And when it comes to the behavior, it's not only about voting, it's also about, propagating or advocating, or let's say word of mouth. All right. So I go to somebody and say, I chanced on MPP's ad. They were doing this and that, and they said this. I might not vote, but I have actually done what? Word of mouth, which is a behavioral. So you have three sequences, which we'll call attitude sequence: cognition, affective, and what we call connection. Connection is the latter part, which you're actually stressing on, that the person would vote for it. All right. And so even if I don't get a vote from the person, I've had the advocacy. All right. The person had said something to a friend as a word of mouth. Whether it's positive or negative, they have exposed your message to somebody else. And the person might say, oh, but that's not bad at all. Maybe if you hadn't actually done the word of mouth, that individual wouldn't have been exposed to the message. So you have to ask yourself that in the campaign period, in terms of your messaging, at what stage are you in? When the policies are fresh, you want awareness, you want people to know it, all right? Then, of course, you want to use certain media forms. So at the awareness stage, you want to use a celebrity who has a followers of about 1 million. The message will, boom, go out like that. Then people are going to discussions, maybe something will be trending. Kojo Henson and his Youngson and his team would discuss what is trending. Oh, this issue is trending. Now people get to hear it. And now they're going to search for more information about it to know. And then if they like it, to like, and then to compare. So it's sequence. All right. And so at the tail end of it, you will say, okay, I now want proper vote. Okay, who can actually do that? The celebrities online are not the right persons to do that, because we have different types of celebrities. We have what we call achieved celebrities, we have what we call attributed celebrities, and then we have what we call hereditary celebrity. Now, the person who would rather make people vote is the achieved ones, because the attributed celebrities are those who, through media forms, like they've gone viral. So you can mention names, people who had actually used media to go viral to make themselves popular. The achieved ones are people who have done things in their lives, and per their record, you can talk about Kwesindum, you can talk about Dufour. Those people, or those in the media or in entertainment or in fashion, they are achieved. Now, when they do endorsement, because they've been there before, people tend to believe and follow their path. All right. The attributed ones can give you visibility, awareness. And then, of course, we have what we call the hereditary ones, the chieftaincy ones, those who are chiefs, kings, who have been political, legacies and things, and they're
children of
celebrities
and wealthy
so
people.
They can also get you to vote because they know what they're talking about. That's why President Kufuor will be unleashed. All right. These are some of the factors that you consider as a politician or as any person who want to drive a certain, campaign. You want to consider at what stage must you use what type of, celebrity, etc.
So you're suggesting that when it comes to the attribute ones, those who've used media to go viral, many of the people we hear talking about these things, they just would create awareness but not really impact decisions.
So they will, because you see, the literature says that young people don't feel that they can impact politics. So we use these ones to drive efficacy. All right. So efficacy means that the young people feel that they can make an impact in the election, or they can persuade somebody to make an impact, and they will not listen to hardcore political issues. They will sit on social media, etc. So if I'm a strategist, I said, okay, why don't I get a micro influencer or social media influencer to split open my campaign to these young people? After that, why don't I get them to do X space, saying they're discussing politics? So if this guy can discuss politics, they mean to, because they are coming from a position of lack of knowledge and feel I cannot influence the political process. But if you see your likeness on social media, who is all fun, is all entertainment person, now speaking politics, you are then convinced that, oh wow, this thing is not difficult at all, I can also do it. That is the efficacy. All right. And then, of course, participation. So from knowledge, efficacy, and participation, then the person feels that, I can also knock on doors, I can also preach to somebody, or I can also speak policy. So in your strategy, it is not all about the vote. It's about the processes that lead to the vote. Can you drive the knowledge? Can you let them be empowered and feel that they can influence the process? And then can you get to the vote? Then that is the final part of it.